I want you guys to listen closely to me just for a couple of seconds. I just want to say thank you to all of the subscribers and followers, both old as well as new. If you consider yourself a part of the MT Army or if you consider yourself an MTandR, thank you. I want you to enjoy watching this best of content from the channel from 2024. Happy holidays, everybody, and let's get active.
One of our guests of the day, the other one today, is a man you may recognise, or maybe you don't. Jordan Peterson has achieved that rare feat, becoming a global superstar academic. So how did he become so well known? He first came to national prominence in Canada in 2016 in a debate about new laws on gender identity. Bill C-16 made it an offence to refuse to call someone by their chosen gender pronoun. Jordan Peterson argued that this would infringe free speech, while some supporters of the bill said he was advocating prejudice. From there, his YouTube star took off, and he has now over 1 million subscribers. And his videos, where he talks everything from identity politics, which we've touched on, to the Bible, to Disney movies, have been viewed over 150 million times. Gosh, that's about the same number of viewers we have on this programme. Last year, he supported ex-Google employee James Damore, who had been fired for suggesting men and women have different interests due to biological differences. And his latest book, 12 Rules for Life, has taken him on a global tour promoting his ideas. And just this week, he sold out the 1,000-seater Emmanuel Centre around the corner here in Westminster. So Jordan, you've done endless interviews. You've been publicising your book, and they've generated plenty of heated debate.
No, I actually sold out the Apollo. It had 5,000 seats.
All right, stop boasting.
Talk your shit,
Jordan. Do
you
think, though, because of the heat that has been generated, that your views have been misrepresented at times?
Oh, definitely, but that's, that's part and parcel of the process. I did take a very forceful stance, let's say, against some of the excesses of the radical left-wingers, and it's in their best interest to paint me as somehow a figure of the extreme right, because then I don't have to be contended with. But, I mean, it's easy for people's views to be oversimplified in a very large public debate.
I mean, in terms of some of the issues, I mean, you say you've been painted as an extreme right-winger.
No, some people have tried that. Not very successfully, but they've tried it.
And you came to prominence in part over your opposition to this law that we just talked about in Canada, proposing the use of preferred pronouns for transgender people. Just for clarity.
Mandating them.
Yeah.
Right.
Saying that you should do it.
No, that you had to do it.
Right, you had to do it by law. But just for clarity, do you think a trans woman is a real woman?
I don't really like the way those questions are formulated. I don't know what that means. What do you mean a real woman?
Well, I'm asking you, in your mind, it depends what you think a real woman is, but do you think a trans woman is a woman?
This would have been a perfect opportunity for Jordan to ask her, well, what's your definition of what a real woman is? Let's go.
No.
Why not? Because
I think that women are capable, generally speaking, of having babies, and they have female genitalia, and they have an XX chromosome, and I think the biological markers are relevant. It doesn't necessarily mean that I don't think that people should be treated with respect and dignity if they happen not to fit easily into a gender category. That's a different issue.
Right.
But it's a matter of definition. Yes. And I actually think it's a foolish argument in some sense. Because what do you mean by real?
Well, I mean, you've just clarified that, though. You don't think that a trans woman is a woman. And do you think that that is what is behind or explains your opposition to this idea of a law mandating you to use a preferred pronoun, is because you don't actually believe that that's the truth, that a trans woman is a woman, and therefore you can't use that pronoun?
No, that's not my argument at all.
Really?
Yeah, really. My argument is that the government shouldn't compel voluntary speech.
No, but I know what your argument is, and
you've
made it very clearly.
But that's exactly it. There's no
motivation
behind it.
But you don't believe
I wouldn't put
is
everything on online in my life to take the stance I did unless I had thought that through very deeply. And I've thought it through very deeply. There aren't hidden motivations that have to do with some arbitrary prejudice against trans people.
Okay.
It's pure and simply this. There's never been a time in English common law history where the government compelled speech, and the Canadian government dared to do that. And that was unacceptable. And they masked it with this show of compassion for the oppressed, and I don't buy it.
Right, but you would.
You ask him a baited question, then you refuse to let him answer until he took over the conversation. You're not letting him finish what his argument is and concluding for him what you think his argument should be.
As I think you said, at an individual level, if somebody asked you to use a particular pronoun, you would do so.
Well, I have.
You have?
Yes.
Right, fine.
Yes.
Let's talk about feminism. Are you a feminist?
No, not as it's currently defined, certainly not.
No. Well, in any other definition?
Well, I think that anybody who doesn't think that the competitive landscape should be opened up for equality of opportunity is not thinking. And so everyone's interests are better served if people have as equal access to opportunity to display their talents and to manifest their talents in the world as possible. So in that sense, certainly. But feminism now, and this is why it's so deeply unpopular, a very small minority of women in the UK identify as feminists. And the reason for that is it's primarily become an ideological weapon. And it's an ideology that I detest, actually, the ideology that it's associated with, collectivist ideology.
Right. I mean, OK, and that's your view about feminism. Aisha, are you a feminist?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a very proud feminist. And when I was a special advisor in government, I worked on women and equality issues, and I'm very proud, actually, of a piece of legislation I got on the statute book with my former boss, Harriet Harman, the Equality Act in 2010, which strengthened our anti-discrimination laws. And I fought very hard to get more women into public life, into the Labour Party. And I'm very, very proud of being a feminist, hence my pink dress.
Oh, well, all right. Obviously reverting to type then in the pink dress.
Absolutely, well.
You would like men to regain or reclaim their strength physically, mentally and morally. Is that broadly correct?
I would say morally, fundamentally, but I think the other things go along with that.
Right, and if that
But it isn't men precisely who I'm speaking to. It's people. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm actually interested in individuals, and I'm interested in their fortification against tragedy. You know, every time I do an interview, the interview is always political. It's always political.
Well, the clue is in the title of this programme. We are the Daily Politics.
No, fair enough. No, look, fair enough. And I'm not casting aspersions at this programme, but the fundamental news that's important about what I'm doing isn't the political element. And the people who talk to me don't talk politically. They say they've watched my lectures.
But part of it is that I think for a lot of people the kind of personal does become the political.
Or the political becomes the personal.
Yeah, and I think in terms of
but in this situation, a lot of people are wrong, because primarily what's happening is people are watching my lectures, and as a consequence, their lives are improving dramatically.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure people are have had a huge conversion after, and they're much happier once they've been.
It's not a conversion.
But what I would like to do is kind of almost. I think at the moment the discussion about feminism is very divisive, and sometimes it can sort of be like, okay, men have to lose and women have to gain. Actually, everybody has a lot to gain by greater equality. Now, whether you get the equality of outcome that you want, I think only time will tell. But certainly, equality of opportunity is very important. And actually,
we can agree on that.
And a lot of men would benefit from that. So I think a lot of men are having a lot of crises at the moment in terms of mental health, suicide issues, their own sense of identity, because I think some of the stereotypes put on men are quite limiting for them as well. I think they make men quite unhappy as well.
The devil's in the details with regards to equality, because I'm an advocate of equality of opportunity. But I think the idea outcomes, that's an appalling doctrine.
Why?
All right. Well,
because you have to produce an unbelievably potent bureaucracy to make the ever greater and ever finer distinctions that are necessary to enforce equality of outcome. How many group differences are you going to equalize across? Is it just gender and sex? How many genders?
No,
gender and ethnicity? How many genders?
I think
how many ethnicities? How many races?
We'll let Aisha answer.
I think what people are trying to do with this, and certainly as somebody who has sought to sort of do this myself, I think you set yourself ambitions for what you would like to see, and then you try and remove as many of the structural barriers and obstacles. So you try and create that fair crack of the whip and that equality of opportunity to see where you get to with the outcomes.
That's
now,
fine.
We are in very early stages. It's only 100 years since women got the vote in this country. We have had a long established patriarchal society and set up for a long time in the world in this country. So I think we have a long way to go to see where it plays out. There is no country in the world where we really do have gender equality properly yet in terms of real decision making and real
Some of the
power.
Scandinavian countries, maybe?
They're still not quite there. And I think you've spoken a lot about this. There's still a way to go in Scandinavia. Things are not perfect in Scandinavia.
I haven't spoken about that specifically. I've spoken about
you spoke about the right stuff yesterday. You talked about the Scandinavian.
Well, I've spoken about the fact that, see, one of the things that's happened in the analysis of the differences between men and women is that the social constructionist claim is that the differences are socially constructed, right? Is that it's a consequence of environment that men and women differ. But what the scientific literature indicates is that as cultures become more egalitarian, like they have in Scandinavia, the differences between men and women actually increase rather than decreasing, which is a direct repost to the social constructionist view. So they just deny all that. The biggest differences in the world in interest and temperament are between Scandinavian men and women. It's exactly the opposite of what everyone predicted.
I wanted to let that section play because I wanted to show how Jordan Peterson brilliantly and calmly dismantled these two feminists. If you learn nothing from this conversation, at least take away this. Equality of opportunity is the measure of how equal our chances of success are, whereas the equality of outcome is just a measure of what the results of a situation are. To break that into simpler terms or an example, let's say that you have an organization that's looking to hire. If they're looking for diverse hires, but they're hiring with the mindset of equality of opportunity, that means that they're trying to find a diverse set of applicants, thereby giving everyone a chance at the job. However, if they're hiring with the mindset of equality of outcome, regardless of how well the applicants do or their chance of success is, at the end of the day, the results is they're looking for this amount of black people, this amount of Latino people, this amount of white people. So essentially with equality of outcome, you have a quota. And in a fiercely competitive capitalistic society, you do not want a quota based off of some ill-fated characteristic that some government entity tells you or instructs your business to hire by. Because then you're going to have people in roles that are not qualified for those roles simply because they met a quota. To put it into even more simpler terms, masculine men ride for equality of opportunity because if we're not the best person for the job, then we don't get the job, and we take accountability for that, and we get bigger, better, faster, stronger through that failure. Weak men or feminists want to ride for this equality of outcome because at the end of the day, we must all feel included, which I think is a load of bullshit. Lego.
Can I just pick up on one thing you said a little earlier in the interview, which you said it's the moral guidance that you are focused on. You think that is particularly important. How do you square that with the behaviour of perhaps arguably, you know, a prominent alpha male president of the United States, Donald Trump, when his behaviour, I mean, he is accused of having an affair with a porn star when his wife was pregnant. How does that fit with morally reclaiming?
Well, I would say that was rather clearly immoral.
Right.
Yeah,
but you would still,
not to be a target for emulation.
But you still would have voted for him over Hillary Clinton as identity politics. I mean, it's just how
none
do
of that
you
was on the table, and I said I might have voted for him on a whim. That's all.
But you also did say you started out feeling quite close to Hillary Clinton. Can I just come on the
very quickly, because we've got to move on.
In a way, I don't care what Trump does in terms of his private life, but what I don't have is him stopping or potentially stopping other women having agency over their reproductive rights and lots of men taking those decisions.
It's all about where the moral outrage lies and what's more morally outrageous in people's eyes. Is it his behaviour or the identity politics for you on the... Anyway, we'll have to discuss this another time.
Just think about the pure ridiculousness of these media outlets to throw out such a wild allegation. This guy, Trump, has been accused of all of these wild alpha male, cheated on his wife. What do you think about that? Well, you must think this way because you talk so positively of him and you said that you wanted to vote for him before. So you must ride for things like that, right? Right? Meanwhile, never giving Jordan Peterson the opportunity to be able to answer and ending the program before he can clear his damn name. Conversations like this demonstrate why decentralized media platforms such as YouTube has grown to the extent of what they have over the past several years. These people sit in their fancy studios in their big squishy purple chairs and they dictate what they want to do to you through their producers, their directors, their screenwriters, and the agenda that they want to push. But shout out for Jordan Peterson for holding his stoic frame throughout this conversation. thus demonstrating through that frame clarity and precision so that his arguments are not misconstrued. What I admire so much about Jordan Peterson is that whether you see him in a classroom, tutoring students, or you see him out on these different platforms getting berated by these people with clearly opposing views, he always maintains himself. Undoubtedly, these types of conversation, as well as his schedule at the time that he was most popular, had an adverse effect on his mental health and his mental well-being, which in my opinion culminated to his addiction that happened years later. But nevertheless, this demonstrates why this guy is so popular, because while the world is clowning nature, saying so much on mainstream media of the complete opposite of normalcy, he can just calmly talk through it and outlogic your bull. Whoa. Hold on, let's watch that again. Hold on. I don't know what the guy had written on his poster, but for her, I think it's a her. I'm assuming it's a her because it says feminism is a hateful movement here. But for this person to take it from him is one thing, but then to slap him afterwards is totally crazy. There's something special about watching the mentally ill crumble under the weight of their own moral code. The tolerant left, is that what you guys refer to yourself as? You're only tolerant of those that believe in the exact same shit that you do. Give me a damn break. There is no tolerance, and there's no equality either, because if there truly was, you keep your damn hands to yourself. Because with true equality, I would defend myself to the best of my ability from the assault that just occurred. And that's the exact time that you would transition from a girl boy into just a girl. Nevertheless, I do believe that call the police is an appropriate response here. Let go.
No, I'm gonna step back now. That was a battery charge. Oh, sorry. You're the one who fucking spilled my name the entire internet. It's your fault. I want to keep you. Stand this close to me.
What?
You sacrifice my safety. You making a conversation. You sacrificed my fucking
You making her feel unsafe, and she's the one over there throwing hands.
safety, and you're acting like I'm the one spreading lies. And then just stand right next to me.
What you're looking at here is an entitled person that believes the bullshit of a particular movement and has never suffered any consequences for their actions. Who believes that, well, if I just scream more loudly, maybe more people would believe my bullshit. You could actually see it on her face that she realizes how much that she messed up. It was right around this point right here in laying a hand on him. It's almost as if within her victim mentality brain, she realized that she is being the perpetrator, or she's being the violent person that she accuses him of being. This is public property, ma'am. He can stand up there and hold a sign just like you can. But the irony here is just so beautiful. Accuse man of violence. Have you on tape being violent. Handcuffs should be placed on you, not him.
The world without men was what world?
I saw some data series from the Department of Labor that broke down men and women and what they did in our economy to quite a granular level. I think they had taken it down, then they put it back up. I'm like, oh, they don't want people to know. So I downloaded the data set and I got it. Before the Department of Labor takes this down, I want to show what men and women are doing to this economy. And so I just backed out all the men from the data. And I said, okay, here's what your economy would look like with women. And the thing that I saw that shocked me, or was that I discovered along the journey of writing it, it's worse than what I thought. I thought, okay, there's some women who are going to plumb. Yeah, there's some, but it's a fraction of what I thought it was. I didn't realize just how screwed women would be without men. I conclusively debunked that women don't need men. They are so dependent on men. It's not even a joke.
What is a woman?
That's a stupid question, dude. That's a dumb question.
What is a woman? It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Identifies as a woman.
You can't answer the question with the question. Yeah, define the woman without saying woman.
It's a social. Defined by people.
You're in college, paying for an education. What is a woman?
How about you talk to someone with media training? How about you talk to someone
You don't need media training. It's not a trick. What is a woman? You can't answer the question with the... It's the college kids of America going hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt who think it's a trick question when you ask them what a woman is.
I'm so glad someone's finally asking this question. My problem is that I'm too hot, too successful in my career. I make too much money. I have too many amazing friends and family, too many cute clothes. Do you know how hard it is to choose an outfit each day? I also have so many amazing and hot people sliding into my DMs every day. It's time consuming.
True masculinity.
Say it?
True masculinity. It's made up. You're just full of shit. You're just an insecure little bitch.
True masculinity is...
I don't care.
Not a good thing. Well, I mean, it's obvious you don't care, but why don't you care? Are you feminine? Are you feminized? Are you effeminate?
Yes.
No? Are you feminine? Are you a femme? Is that what you want? Are you a femme? No, I'm asking you.
I'm not answering you because you're a loser.
I'm asking you that F masculinity. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because if this is masculinity, that.
Wow.
What, intelligence, being able to talk to people by themselves instead of having to be around a crowd of people.
A loser.
A loser? Why am I losing?
Because you're homophobe.
It's funny because you try to act like, and you try to come off as an intellectual. All you have are slogans. All you have are rotes. All you know how to do is parrot certain things that you were told to parrot. You have no independent thought. You have no actual thing going up upstairs. All you do is just repeat the same things over and over again because you have no original thought. Doesn't that concern?
The soy represented in this young man is absolutely insane. See, what he doesn't understand is that it is a civilized society and laws that save him from getting stomped out from men like this. Calling him an insecure little bitch, you're absolutely insane, sir. You're not on the internet. He's not pixels and polygons. He's a real human being. I think feminized snowflake men like this feel as though they live in a simulation or a video game where nothing around them is real. Meanwhile, in reality, it's a dangerous job to disrespect a man to his face. The ironic thing is that his positive masculinity is one of the very few things that save you, because if he was toxic masculine, he would just bully you into submission. I bet you our forefathers could have never predicted that over-civilization of our world would produce these weak, unable to look real men in their eye type men going into the future.
How do you feel about the concept of toxic masculinity?
There is no toxic masculinity. The problem is that there is a lack of masculinity. Fathers aren't around anymore, and most of the elementary schools have only female faculty. Therefore, boys are not developing by being reckless at a young age, which causes them to wreak havoc at an older age and develop psychological problems, allowing the karmic cycle to continue.
We do not appreciate being filmed for this.
Oh, he's not filmed. He identifies the camera. we just kind of, I'm glad it's funny to you.
It's just very confusing.
Hey, sir.
Yeah, let's get you guys out.
Could you not touch our camera? I appreciate it.
Get out of here.
He identifies the camera. You just touched his ass. That's weird.
My pronouns aren't preferred. They are mandatory.
Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to know when I'm only meeting someone on the go, and I'm not allowed to guess by how they look or how they dress or by what they got that's going on below? See, on this topic I'm a little gray. When meeting someone new, what do I say? 'Cause if I have to start our talk asking if you have a cock, then you're not my kind of person anyway. And just one more little thing before I'm gone. Respect is earned, it's not demanded in a song. If you want to be a she or a they, a zer, a z, good for you, but you can't make me play along.
I identify as a transgender woman. I identify as a woman.
So you're a biological male and you now identify as a woman.
My biology shouldn't matter to you because you have nothing to do with my biology.
So what about you makes you a woman?
Because that's how I feel the most comfortable.
So when
you call me a male, then I feel uncomfortable. It's as simple as that.
And I'm asking what qualities make you a woman?
When you call me a woman, I feel comfortable. And then it's that simple. Would you like it if I called you a man?
No, because I'm not a man.
Right.
I am a woman. I was born with breasts and a vagina, and I have X chromosomes.
Okay.
The only difference between you and me is the way we were born.
How the fuck is it that men can have their wages garnished, lose their license, and even go to jail for not paying child support, and yet there is zero accountability from the women to show proof that that money is actually being spent on the children?
Oh, hey there. So why is there no accountability for what mothers spend child support on? That's simple. Because child support is just a big old slush fund for the mother and the family court system.
Yeah.
Check it out. If there was accountability, i.e. women having to show proof of what child support money was actually used for,
the state would lose money.
The numbers of child support cases would plummet dramatically.
Yes.
I mean, what's baby mama's #1 threat usually? I'm going to put your ass on child support, or I'm going to go get your child support raised.
Yeah.
You lower the number of child support cases, that directly affects the family court system's bottom line, because baby, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about the money. Without child support, the court system loses a huge part of its revenue stream. Less child support cases equals less child support paid equals less kickback from the federal government.
Yep.
That's why mothers will never be held accountable for what they actually spend child support on. It's the truth, guys. It's the sad truth.
I think this is also a component of the reason why it is so hard to mandate requiring paternity testing at birth. What these lying, fraudulent mothers tend to do is to pin the child on the available suitors that have the highest income. The higher the income, the more in child support that she's going to be able to get. Thus, the more the state earns from federal kickbacks. For more information regarding the structure of these kickbacks, Google Title 4D. All the information is going to be there on a state-by-state basis. When you cannot figure out why things are happening in an illogical or irrational way in society, just follow the money.
Sir, hey, you're assaulting. That's assault there, buddy. If we did that to somebody, I know you'd be crying about it, right? Because you're called a hypocrite. You don't know how to be a man. You don't have any children, do you? You can't even take care of yourself, much less a child. You have no responsibility, no sense of virtue, no sense of masculinity. You've been emasculated. You don't know how to protect women. You don't know how to protect children. No, you don't. If we wanted to do something to this abortion clinic, you wouldn't stop us. We are restraining ourselves because we're law-abiding people. You guys are not restraining us in the least bit of way. You're not protecting this clinic, okay? You're a coward. You couldn't protect your way out of a paper bag. We wanted to toss you down the hill, we tossed you down the hill, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. It's the fact that we are self-disciplined men who actually restrain ourselves and abide by the law is the reason that you haven't gotten hurt today, because you're not a man, you're a coward. You're a little boy that has not grown up. You've been raised in a self-centered, materialistic, consumer-driven culture. All you know how to do is consume. You don't know how to take care of anybody. You don't know how to produce or build anything of value and substance. So I hope you grow up and become a man.
How many ways can you call a young male a frail bitch in the most elegant way possible? He wasn't even insulting him, to be honest with you. He was just telling him the truth. This is the kind of speech he's needed his entire life before the weakling engulfed his body.
It's not what a fetus looks like, okay? It's a clip of cells at 12 weeks. It does not look like that. It's a clip of mother cells. No hands are shown through that time. You're just a white, privileged, racist male that doesn't stand for women's rights. Get that camera out of my face, either. Wait.
If she would only get this mad when she ended life.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these things are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Would you rather have a vegan son or an OnlyFans daughter? Oof, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough decision. A vegan son, if I was a father and I had a vegan son, he would bring absolute disgrace to my bloodline. He would make me a laughingstock. He would make our family a joke. He'd make a mockery out of me as a father. But if I had an OnlyFans daughter, that's terrible too. That's terrible. That's awful. If my daughter sold her body for money and sexualized herself on the internet, I'm a man of God. But a vegan son though, that doesn't eat steak. Imagine having a son that didn't eat steak. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that?
A vegan and a vegetarian are jumping off a cliff to see who will hit the bottom first. Who wins?
I don't know.
Who wins?
Society.
We weren't expecting that.
I don't think there are any risks to eating animal foods exclusively.
And you are a psychiatrist, am I correct?
Right, a residency in psychiatry.
So what do you know about nutrition? Where did you gain your background in nutrition?
Listen, this is, I think...
No, you listen to me and answer my question. Now I'm asking you to tell us where your background emanates from.
I went to medical school, and I studied nutrition in medical school, and I studied nutrition independently. One of the crazy things about medical school is that it teaches you how to read articles. I'm a doctor. Medicine needs to think about teaching doctors more nutrition in medical school. But it is up to us to educate ourselves. Just because there's a degree that says a doctor doesn't mean that we have or don't have medical nutritional knowledge.
The bottom line is you practice psychiatry, am I correct?
I practice medicine.
Just moving to
You
goalposts.
practice psychiatry, is that correct?
Medicine.
It's hilarious how these wokies assign people without college degrees as if they have an inability to talk about things that we should all know about. Fuck your college degree. That doesn't make you an arbiter of smartness or intelligence. I know PhDs that are grossly in debt. They're grossly overweight, and they grossly make bad decisions in the world. And why is that? These degrees don't teach common sense and knowledge. And show the man a little bit more respect next time when he comes against whatever agenda that you're attempting to push.
What is the most effective way that people can lose weight?
Eat less food, do more exercise.
No, you were talking. Can we hear from the medical professional in the room?
Excuse me? Do you guys want one shake or pass it on to the next person and double it?
Double.
Do you want 2 shakes or we'll pass it on to the next person and double it?
What'd you put in them?
Bro, this is M&M and this is matcha.
That one looks good, but I think you should double it. Run it to the next person, and I'm gonna try to slim her down, but
take 4 shakes or pass it on to the next person and double it.
Take 4.
We all knew which decision she would take.
How are women specifically overall, not just one woman individually, how are they oppressed in today's society?
I mean anything.
Can you drive?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to have a credit card?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to buy a house?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to work a job?
Yeah.
Aren't those all the same things that men can do?
No, because men can go out without being catcalled. Men don't have to worry about their safety as much. Men can basically walk around doing whatever the fuck they want, and women have to worry about everything on the goddamn planet.
That's actually not true. What was that statistic that we brought up?
Over 80% of violent crime in the country happens to men.
And who set that system up?
Look up the statistic.
Okay, awesome. I gotta go.
Root of racism, what the root of sexism is. And sexism doesn't come from women. So of course it's caused by men. This is a social construct.
You don't think women can be sexist?
Yeah, what is a misandrous?
I don't think that women can enforce misogyny.
What a load of nonsense.
No, because
you don't think any women can be
women
sexist?
don't uphold the patriarchy, Piers. That is
Uphold
not
the what?
The patriarchy.
What's that?
You don't know what the patriarchy
I do,
is.
but explain it.
The patriarchy is basically a structure that puts men at the top of power. So it's not women that enforce the patriarchy. Women don't have anything to...
The 5 most powerful people in this country currently are women. How does that sit with your patriarchy?
To the gulag off of you. You lost, woman. You lost. How does it feel?
When did Hazel decide that she was no longer going to be a girl?
Hazel decided that they were non-binary when they were about 4. They had been exploring gender before that, trying on different pronouns, experimenting with different names. But they picked they, them pronouns and chose the name Hazel when they were 4
Ari,
years old.
with the greatest of respect, I have a 7-year-old daughter, right? When she was 4 years old, her main decision of the day was whether to watch Peppa Pig or Frozen. She had not a clue what about gender identity or non-binary or any of this stuff. And I put it to you that this wasn't Hazel's idea, this was your idea. You decided that Hazel had gender issues that she needed to address, and you persuaded your daughter that she was no longer to be a girl, didn't you?
I mean,
So I just got kicked out of a gender reveal party. Everybody's clapping, it's a boy, and I just happen to say, well, let's give it 10 years and see if it sticks. Grandma clutches her pearl. I'm leaving! The receipt's in the bag! I got them a Pride onesie from Target.
Imagine being trans and trying to go get your medication.
I can't imagine.
And I literally walk up there, the lady on the phone, it's like, oh, can I have your last name? And so I give it to her. She's like, oh, okay, I'll meet you out there and I'll give you your prescription, right? So I'm waiting and she comes out and then she says, oh, is this for? And then she says my dead name.
No! How dare you?
And I'm like, my name is Rylan.
Sir, I've made a terrible mistake.
And she just looks at me. And then she puts the medication on the table and shuts the door and locks it behind her.
This conversation is over.
I'm starting to think that we civilize the world too much. Hear me out. Because we're not so focused on the lowest rung of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, food, water, shelter, yada, yada. We have so much time, space, and opportunity to create issues that used to never exist. Think about the privilege that exists within your life when you sit into a car and cry about a name that was in a computer system that the lady didn't know was an old name. I'm convinced that these pillow soft people really don't have any real issues within their life, but instead concoct issues because they watch their victimhood friends be celebrated from whatever fabrication that they post on their Twitters that are ailing them. Women bodybuilders versus 16-year-old farmers. I read farmers there and I know this is going to be a blowout, but let's watch anyway. Come on, my way up. Copyright. Okay, so they're starting out with some deadlift, some tire flip. The boy's going to win in tire flip. All they do is flipping hay all day. Oh, and he's still in his boots like a soldier. Tug of war, they're going to get whooped. Yeah, there's no way.
Was the guy before?
Bench. If anything, the girls will probably have the most advantage in bench.
Hey.
Biology 1. There's no way that the girls have any chance in competition like this. Farmer strength is more like powerlifting strength, which we know that powerlifters don't look anything like bodybuilders, whereas bodybuilders just look strong. And then you throw testosterone on top of that. Yeah, 16-year-old boys who live hay all day are gonna blow professional women bodybuilders out of the water every single time. If the boys were 10 to maybe 13, maybe the grown women would have a chance. We're about to watch men and women compete in a SWAT team competition. Pay attention. Okay, so this is the first obstacle.
Thailand, Chile.
Zip line. Look,
two teams from the Emirates.
She kicked her forward, right? Look at, she made it. Look at it. Oh. One already died. Oh. Let's watch the boys. Come on. Oh. Oh. And they got more equipment on. There it is, they're already down. Wow.
The first one to get wet in the ice bath today. Well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line.
Oh. They're good.
Chile have 3 team members stranded in the middle of that ice bath.
Oh, look at him. Wait for his teammate. Come on. Give me the bazooka. Oh, pass it off. In and out. Extraction. Men being men. Oh. Oh, God.
Oh, and of course, the added problem.
You couldn't even hang on? What are you doing? You threw the pistol in the water?
Zip line, they become wet, hands become wet, everything becomes slippy.
The M4 is wet. Can't even fire no more. Oh. Oh. Target acquired.
Well, the judge is telling the other team member.
It's all fun and games when you realize that people can die because of this.
As they can't assist and drag their colleague across.
Wow.
Let them help each other out. We've crossed the 5-minute mark. They've racked up a number of violations. And there we go.
I feel like the announcer is trying not to laugh. But mind you, both of these teams represent active SWAT members. Active. Now tell me, who should be getting paid more? Equality. Why are those men making so much more money than me? Ridiculous. Come on. Easy. Easy.
It's not about the time, just don't give up.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Philippines police force crosses the line in 3:07.7. One more. Uno más. Uno más.
Uno más. You can do
Vamos,
it!
uno más.
Yay! Yippee skippy! I would like to repeat, in case you wasn't hearing me in the back, this is not training. This is competition of active members of a SWAT team. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please tell me, who would you much rather be called in to help you if a maniac is holding you hostage within a building? Would you rather rely on the team of men who completed this obstacle in 3 minutes, or on the team of women that couldn't even get past the zip line? This is exactly what happens when equality goes horribly wrong. Because see, the feminists want the women to feel as appreciated or as valuable as the men, even if they're unable to carry out the physical duties to the same standard as what the men do. And guess who suffers at the end of the day? You. Both from a tax perspective and if you ever needed help. In this game that they're playing, and when I'm saying game, I don't mean the competition, but in the game of life, seconds matter. And while this team has finished, is on the way home to their family, this team is going to be writing up reports about how the hostages were not saved. Only in fictional Hollywood fairy tales do we have these women just beating the crap out of a room full of men. But how do we blame Disney for writing fairy tales when they are they were birthed from being a fairy tale writing company? The issue is that the cinematic gets so deeply ingrained into the mindset of, I would say, both men and women today, that they begin to live in this delusion of equality. And when you point a logical finger at the differences between men and women, then you're called a misogynist. Let me give you guys a quick logical tool that you can use if you find yourself in a discussion or a conversation with an armchair feminist with things to prove. Ask them if they ever found themselves hanging off of a cliff and they needed to choose between a man or a woman to lift them off of their cliff. And if the person failed, they would die. Ask them, who is it that you would choose, a man or a woman? You see, a liar is going to say, well, they're both the same. They're both women. When we know that men's grip strength is on average stronger than women's. We know men's pulling strength is on average stronger than women. We know men's reaction time is quicker on average than women. We know men's physical endurance is on average stronger than women's. We know these things, but see, it's all about equality from a distance until it's their life that's potentially on the line. If they pick a man, it destroys their argument. If they pick a woman, then they're lying, or they just don't live in reality.
Wow. So here we are.
Wow.
Supervisor Hahn
Yes.
in her ear.
Yes.
So I think one of the biggest challenges you're looking at is on the floorboard or the engine, there's a big step.
Yeah.
And one of my jobs as firefighters, I got to step up there, and you can see I have no problem with pants on. Grab the hose, jump down and off.
Right.
It's time.
Yeah, but I'm thinking,
So
I
now-
can't even
Right?
lift
Because you're all bound up by the crotch, right?
Oh,
you're gonna have
to keep doing those, oh my gosh.
Yeah, right?
I can't even lift
And the
it.
same thing is getting down because you got to fight fire on your knees and crawl in the house.
Did you know firefighting uniforms made specifically for women aren't currently available to our fire department? No, Janice, I didn't know, but in the name of woke equality, tell us all about it. Some of our women firefighters just gave me a first look at the problems that their ill-fitting uniforms create. This woman is a county supervisor that serves within California, and this is one of the many reasons I will stay away from places such as Cali. What's hilarious about the video is that she says that she can't even lift her leg up, but then lifts her leg up. If there really is an issue, I'm not sure if I really get the issue. Like, why can't you take a man's uniform and just pick the smallest size? Are your legs too weak to lift them up effectively? If so, I don't want you to come save me from a burning house. If you're all that we got, yeah, sure. But you're not. Today, we're going to take action to change that. These women do life-saving work day in and day out, and the last thing that they should be worried about is how their uniforms fit.
First responders, you never think twice about your own life or your own safety. The fit of your uniform should be the last thing you're thinking about. In fact, you shouldn't even think about it.
Hopefully we won't have to.
Right. Hey.
It's like the old saying, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards and in high heels. These uniforms make task of the job. Crawling with a hose and through a window, more difficult for women than for men. Yeah, it's because of the uniforms that it's more difficult. Okay, it's past time to fix this. So here they are at a meeting to change the rules.
It reminds me of the quote, Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but in high heels and backwards. And that describes them. They still do the job, they get it done, but we're making it really complicated.
I don't think lady firefighters should be doing anything backwards or in high heels. It's crazy to me to think that there's actually people focus on issues like this, especially when there's so many issues in California.
As we looked into this issue, we realized that although they might make women's shirts for the work uniform, there is no template for women work pants. And if they do make the women's work uniform, they would like us to purchase in lots of $100,000 or more. So I look forward to the 5-signature board letter that's going to be going to the manufacturers and the vendors that LA County Fire uses to make sure that both manufacturers and vendors carry uniforms that fit our fire service women.
Our motion just passed unanimously. The county will now work to come up with a plan including funding to solve this problem and get uniforms that fit our women firefighters. Wow. Tax dollars abundantly at work. They've made turnouts for females for years now, and there's all different sizes available. But here she's complaining about being able to grab the hose off of the engine. Maybe it's the short legs and not the turnouts in the pants. Or lack of upper body strength to pull the hose from the ground. What if she has to jump a wall or a fence? I worked a lot with female firefighters and they did just fine. If she can't overcome this little problem, then I don't want her coming to my aid. Totally agree with this comment. He seems to be addressing that biology may be the issue and not blaming the issue on the outfits. The absolute pointlessness in this entire exchange in all of these videos is palpable. I personally don't think women should be firefighters, but wait, before you call me misogynistic, in my mind, I just think towards women in my family having to do such a dangerous job where physical strength is an absolute necessity to get it done. And I think it'd be a much cheaper option to solve issues like this. But what do I know?
How long have y'all been married for?
40 years.
Yeah, 40 years.
Are you guys loyal?
Yeah.
Or loyal?
Are we what?
Loyal. Like loyal,
I know I am.
So have you guys ever checked each other's phones in like 40 years? You know,
Occasionally, not very often.
Can y'all switch phones real quick? I just want to see if you guys are being loyal. All right, let's see.
Who's Larry?
Who's Larry?
Larry's a friend. I don't think so. I think he's more of a work friend.
You know all her friends?
Any of them. I mean, she's got friends of her own. I mean, that I just don't associate.
You're friends of your own.
That's
too.
true. That is
You
true.
do, yeah.
Look through Larry's messages real quick. I just want to see.
Can I have my phone back, please?
Yeah, get her phone back. Could you call Larry right now? Why don't you call Larry right now and ask him why is he talking to you like that?
Okay, say something. Okay.
Not good.
Not good. Not good at all.
She belongs to the street. Percocets, Miley Percocets.
We have a girl who got maced by her brother's girlfriend after she caught him cheating. Now, the entire family knew he was cheating, so yeah, she decided to just mace the entire family.
Why this bum that has maced all of us? Maced the whole crib, bro. We have right now, police here again. I'm trying to call you, but you're not here. My face is burning right now. I'm tight right now. It's funny though.
Yo, why I look like the mace is mixed with... You know what? Never mind. But macing an entire family because of your feelings is still assault. So baby girl, listen to me. Snitch. It's the best way to be gone of a thought of that type of aptitude. It's the best way to deal with her in this particular situation. Let the laws deal with her. Because if there's no consequences for their horrible actions, they'll just keep on doing it.
Moving on, we have a crazy cheating girlfriend who deleted her ex-boyfriend's Instagram after she got caught. Now, this was literally a source of income for this guy, which she just straight up deleted. It's just really sad that people actually go to this extent to get back at their exes.
You have a psycho ex without telling me you have a psycho ex. I'll go first.
Yo, Molly's a psycho. She's literally deleting her ex's Instagram account, and her ex is famous.
He makes money off of this. This is his whole life.
Oh my god, Molly!
Oh my god, why am I doing this? I'm a terrible person!
Get the away from my car! You're caught! You're caught! You're caught! Talk to you about what?
He's my cousin. I didn't cheat.
Really, you Dominican. He's a full-fledged black guy sitting in the living room with his boxers on. You're done. You're done. Please. Stop hitting my car. Move. Go. Move. Get away from my car. Get the away from my car. Move. Go. Can you please go? Can you please go?
Open the door, bro.
Can you please go? Can you please? You can't get your finger through there. You're on camera. I'm going to put this on.
Stop recording me.
No. Get away from my car.
What you gonna do with that? Take you to jail?
What you mean take you to jail?
Take you to jail?
Cheating with a...
Vamos a hablar, por favor. Let's just talk. Let's just fucking talk, please.
What does it talk about? What's there to talk about?
That he's my cousin.
She don't even believe herself. Look at her eyes. You liar. You liar. Y'all believe some shit like this? First of all, she said he's a cousin. Why is a cousin in there in boxers on the couch? All right? Kissing cousins? Ew. Okay? But just simply ask for some family photos from back in the day, and that will be able to prove it immediately. Let's see if there's anything else.
Yo, you look crazy.
Crazy as hell.
No, get away from my car, yo. Like, you gotta go. You bugging.
Them gal ya wicked, them wicked,
hey.
Them wicked. Them gal ya wicked,
hey,
them wicked,
copyright.
Them wicked. I don't know.
They wicked, they wicked, they wicked. Hold up.
But I know so them gal ya wicked.
She wanna talk about what, ma'am? You got caught. It's time to move along. This whole situation is weird. Like, of course she's going to deny it. And you guys should always understand that if they cheat, they will just deny, deny, deny. They will lie, they will lie, they will lie. And the first thing that comes to this young lady's head is cousin, irrespective of the boxers, him sitting in boxers on the couch. But then also, my G, just drive away. Just get about the situation. Go move on to somewhere else. But I think him staying and having full conversation with her, being a thought rocket, makes me think that he wants to be able to take her back. He needs to listen to that new Drake tape, cuz it's her loss.
But guess what, though? You know what else?
What? What's up?
Well, you just got caught.
Caught what? Caught what?
Oh, shit. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys, we are going. We are going. Careful crossing that street, guys. Watch out for cars. Over.
Like, you really just feel like...
Wait, what are you saying? What are you saying?
What the f*** is this, Tina? Fuck are you doing?
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Oh my god, oh my god.
You don't even know him like that, and you're kissing him. I'm your boyfriend. They're my friends. They're with me. Don't worry about it. You cheater. You over here kissing other people? Get out the car, bro. What the are you doing?
I can't.
You just kissed them.
I
can't. Bro. Get all your shit in my spot. All your shit. Don't come back.
Why would you do this?
Don't come back.
Babe, that was for a whole script. That's for a whole script.
No, it was not.
I can't do
I'm
this.
done with you, man. Get out.
Get out of my face. Get out of
Leave.
my face. Get the
Leave, bro. All that time wasted. Yeah, okay, all right, whatever. Oh my God.
Should we maybe call her an Uber or something? Do you think she knows where she's at?
She can walk home for all I care, man.
Well, now that we're all here, I'd like to ask a really important question. Anna, I know that you hooked up with Joe when we're dating. And I think it's disgusting that my best friend would hook up with my boyfriend.
What are you talking about?
I think that's disgusting.
I didn't.
I saw you. I've seen you guys on
Are
Snap you
being
Maps.
for real right
I've
now?
seen you guys on Snap Maps for literally weeks. I've seen you on Snap Map, and then
Okay,
yesterday.
turn it-
No. Yesterday, my mom called me and told me that she saw you guys together, holding hands at the park.
Sloppy.
Say hi.
I didn't cheat on you.
Just real quick, that's one thing is that when you confront a cheater, they will never admit it. They will lie and lie and lie and lie. They will lie. They will lie. Understand that. All right. I got a lot of dudes that have hit me up over the past year, in the past specific to being cheated on, and they'll have full proof. And the young lady will continue to lie. Okay? Take that with what you need to. But people lie. Liars will lie. It's just weird when you have full evidence, you will continue to lie. But it is what it is. Keep going.
I didn't cheat on you.
Okay, but you have to go.
I didn't cheat on you. Stop.
Get up, you frail bitch.
I didn't.
Okay, you have to go.
I didn't cheat on you. I promise.
Okay, well, you have to go.
I didn't.
This is disgusting.
Okay, so my girlfriend has decided to play behind my back and talk to other guys while I'm gone. I've been gone for about a month over here in training for the Marines, and she thinks it's okay to play behind me. So I set up a fake Facebook account and started hitting her up. She thinks she's about to FaceTime this guy on Facebook, but it's me.
Cold-blooded.
Hi. So you want to play this game?
He's on FaceTime.
You didn't think it was me that was calling, did you? Shit. No. See if I can get her to pick up. Whatever. Fuck her. There's more fish in the sea.
To the streets.
Yeah.
I couldn't pee a lot, but maybe you shouldn't fucking cheat on my mom.
Oh, that's
piss on your pillow. Oh, we're just gonna put that right there.
Thanks because
That's not
I'm in the
funny.
car, I don't see his ass. Oh, and she's like expressing herself too. Look at him, such a great listener all of a sudden. Wow.
she's crazy.
Wow. Oh, these trucks getting in the way. Come on, move along, move along. Oh, he's being funny. Oh. Okay. He has his arm on the pole. Trying to be a cool guy. Excuse me, sir, can you move? You're blocking my view. Oh, yes. Okay.
I look at stuff like this and I hear the way that she's like narrating, and I still think like she's crazy, right? Like she has a crazy thing about it. Like, are you really sitting out here narrating what you think is your boyfriend, right? Like, because there's nothing regarding what it is that he's doing that looks like particularly cheating, but you know, we don't have the context of the situation. Maybe he lied regarding where he, you know, is and shit like that. But I'm just trying to think of the actual, right? Like taping someone doing some cheating and you're narrating on top of that. That's a weird thing to do. And then to post it somewhere where other people can look at it. It's just a weird thing to do. It's a crazy thing to do.
No social distancing, I see.
Like what?
They're like
Shut
2
up.
inches apart and shit. This mother. Alright, I'm getting out.
Hope this isn't good. Hey, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no, that's alright. Hey, listen. I've been thinking you've moved quite a long distance away, and it's really just affecting me, and I'm struggling to get to sleep at night. A lot of other things have been running through my head, and I'm just thinking maybe it's best for us to have more of an open relationship. We could just be friends or something like that.
Open relationship or friends is two different things.
Yeah, I spoke to the boys about it, and they thought it was probably the best decision for us.
I'm not adding this
I'll let you
music.
say goodbye to the dog. Hey, you there? What was that? Are you crying?
I said I should have gone with your brother from the start.
Oh! What do you mean?
Should have gone with your brother from the start.
You really want to know?
Yeah, go on. You did. You're kidding. Sweet. This was just originally going to be a prank, and then you come out with this. I can't believe what I just heard. Please tell me you're joking.
Is this actually a joke?
Oh, it was a prank?
Stop recording this.
Finger down. Hold
Wow.
position. Put a finger down if you've ever made out with tongue. Put a finger down if you've ever done the walk of shame. Put a finger down if you're sleeping with my boyfriend. Dude, why? What? Get out of the car, bro. Seriously. What are you talking about? I thought we were friends. No, but what are you talking about? Bro.
So I've had a lot of guys asking me to do the loyalty test on their girl, and this one was way too crazy to pass up. Bro said, yo, you trying to DM my girl? She pregnant. She been acting a little crazy and sus. I'm just trying to see if she loyal. The craziness could really just be pregnancy hormones, but I told him to send me her gram and I got to work. I said, "Whoa, you fine as a bitch." She said, "Thank you," with not one, but 2 exclamation points. Slow down, girl. I said, "No problem."
Slow
Where
down.
are you from? She said, "Oklahoma. What about you?" I said, "I'm from VA. I've never been to Oklahoma. I guess now I have a reason to visit." I'm teaching y'all how to spit game for free. I'm like Khan Academy right now. I asked her if she was single, and she said, it's kind of complicated. I mean, I am, but I just got out of a 4-year relationship, so it's kind of a mess. So she's not claiming her baby daddy at all. I asked her for her number. I said it's time for me to settle down and add Miss Jackson to my contacts. She gave me her number and Snap, and it was time to send bro the screenshots. I sent him the screenshots and said I hope everything works out. I'ma pray for that baby.
Yo, that shit is unbelievable. That's really all you can pray for is just, that's really all you can do is just pray for the baby. I just hope like at the end of that, like the dude doesn't like take her back. Like you have all the evidence that you need that is verifiable, certifiable evidence that she's for the goddamn streets. I wish that like we could talk to him so we can ask him like, you know, what vetting did you do before you drop said seed in her? Right? Because if you're going through great lengths as a dude to find out if she's cheating like that, like if you even have to do that, right? Like the relationship is already dead. The respect is already lost. Like you already seen some shady, some shiesty shit. Like that idea to do what he did to get someone to that has never even came up in my head. That's never been a thought ever. Right? So to get to that point, you already know she was for the streets. But it's a sad situation because the person that's going to suffer the most out of that is the child. Oh, what a dirty lady, though. Let's keep going.
Well, why does he think he's with you?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he's confused. Are you videotaping me?
Thinking about it.
Go ahead.
Why's she sitting like that?
My story about that.
Okay, well, okay.
What I want to know is when did you become the type of person that would do that?
To cheat?
I answered you.
You became, when you're saying when you fell in love with me, that's when you decided to be the type of person that would lie to me.
It wasn't conscious. It
Okay.
was a...
Yeah, but let's be very clear. You lied to me utilizing your daughter as an excuse.
I have already admitted to all of that.
Repeatedly.
You keep saying
Well, I just want to...
I know, and I've admitted to it, and you keep saying it.
And then when you got caught lying, using your daughter as an excuse over and over again,
Yes.
you got caught,
Yes.
you then decided to go f somebody else to,
Yes.
pay me back for catching you in a lie.
What?
I don't think that I could go into the whole... No.
Well, I caught you lying, you got mad.
I did.
Okay, and then and when you got mad, you went and fucked somebody else.
I was mad at me.
Okay, but you went and fucked somebody else.
I did.
Because you got caught lying.
Yes.
And now this person...
Time out. Hold up. Time out. I wasn't expecting all of this. Holy shit. So the explanation of why you cheated, and you know what's so crazy is she was getting indignant regarding his questioning. Maybe it's because she's being taped, but she's responding back to him like, I already said that. Like, holy shit. Like, wow. But the logic, or that's not logic at all, but the type of human being that you have to do to admit that because I was upset because you discovered something about me, I wanted to hurt you further, or then to contrast that with I was upset with myself. Holy moly. At what point do women start to get mad at women for this shit? Like at what point does this become where you hold them accountable? Hold them accountable. We're holding the dudes accountable over here, but as you're in your echo chambers and you hear ridiculous stuff like this, hold your homegirls accountable as well. You already tell, like, you know, I don't even know what this guy's decision-making process was or is to, I don't know if he's married to her or what have you, but like, look at the way she's sitting. Adults don't sit like that. It's one of the first things that I noticed is that she's got some issues. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta hear more. Maybe she's gonna backtrack on the purely illogical things that just came out of her mouth. But that can really only come from a sinister human being. Sinister.
Is now,
mad at me.
Now this person is now texting you saying that he was with you actually all night.
He was not.
Okay, but so he's lying.
He is lying.
Okay.
He is lying. That's a big fat fucking lie.
He said last Friday night. What does Katy Perry voice mean?
I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about.
Why?
So he's lying.
I think he was with somebody else before he got to me. That's what I think.
Hold up. This right here is a master manipulator. This lady right here, master. She's manipulated her entire life. She's manipulated to get into different organizations from a working perspective. She's probably cheated and lied on tests and standardized exams to the effect of taking into relationships and being a liar. She's lied to her children. She's a liar. She's a liar. How do I know this? She tried to pull out the manipulative tactic of pure and utter deflection when it got specific to, oh, he must have said something wrong, so he must have been doing this and a third. That's a level of deflection. It's just like you have to be utterly unintelligent to not pick up on exactly what it is that she's doing. And look, I see a ring on her finger right down here. That's absurd, you know, because you chose her, my G. Everything like this stage of your life is a lot more meaningless. And let me just dispel it right here. Like all of the people that just say, well, you know, I was in a relationship and I have no regrets because, you know, I learned something from it. That's bullshit. That's mediocre people talking. OK, no, I don't want to waste my time with a liar and manipulator. OK, I regret making the decision to choose your ass because holy shit. These are the type of people you have to run from. When you identify them, there's got to be red flags. You have to look at it intelligently. Look at the situations, right, intelligently. Okay? With the right head, not with the wrong head. All right? The wrong head will always get you hemmed up. Just keep going.
He was with somebody else before he got to me. That's what I think.
Oh.
Surprise, bitches! Get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see you, bye. Have fun.
Girl in our friend group ruins everything
caught
by sleeping
red-handed.
with another girl's boyfriend. Check. It's literally you.
What?
You're literally caught. You slept with Carson's boyfriend, so
I did not do that.
you literally did. We literally know there's cameras. You're literally caught.
You guys know that video game back in the day? It's called LA Noire. All my gamers down into the channel. You had to like look at facial expressions to tell whether or not they were lying.
Did not do
Wait.
You're literally caught. You slept with Carson's boyfriend, so
I did.
Look. That's a tell right there. That's a tell. To look over to the left and like the slight smirk, devilish smile. That's a tell right there. Big liar. Big liar. In more ways than one.
Did not do that.
you literally did. We literally know there's cameras. You're literally caught. She's on her way over right now. You're literally caught up right now. Because you're literally caught up. Like, we literally have proof.
How do you guys?
Because they wanted to catch your reaction.
You're literally running away.
You're literally running away.
She's out.
I just don't need this shit from you guys because I thought you were my friends.
Literally, well, we thought you were our
Cartman.
friend too, but you're literally ruining. Okay, whatever.
She reminds
She's
me
really
of
psycho.
Cartman. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
My fault that Carson's boyfriend likes me better than her. He said she was boring. So
Are you?
Cringe. All right.
Hello, my good people. I just wanted to let you know that a cheater needs a new place to stay. So if you know anybody, or if anybody wants to help Michael out, he cheated on me. So I got all of his stuff all packed up nice and neat for him. There's no need for you to come back inside because everything is out here for me or for you. I just need the $13,000 that you owe me back, the $3,000 that you ran up on the business credit card, and then the $10,000 that I gave you to buy the house. I would really love that back. So if you can get that back to me, that would be great as soon as possible because I need to start a new life. Otherwise, your stuff is here all nice and neat for you. Okay, bye.
Gentlemen, listen to me and listen good. Stop cheating. It's not worth the risk. Instead, continue to work on your value so you can become so high value that you can explore all of your options. Infidelity is expensive, no matter if you're a low value couch surfer like this young man living with his girlfriend or fiance, or if you're an average everyday married guy, the risk is imminent. Either you'll come home to a keyed car or you'll come home to all of your possessions outside of her crib, or a hot serving of divorce papers and a piece of paper that says that half of your shit is about to be hers.
Good morning.
Guess that's the X.
Happy Sunday.
Cheater walk of shame.
What a day to be alive.
Oh, she's paid.
You know?
Girl, he owes you money and you
Let me
giving
know if you need any help carrying it down.
Girl, he owes you money and you giving his stuff back. You're better than me because I would have sold and donated everything.
See you at church, right?
Copyright. Cheater caught. You better stop living at your girl's cribs. Especially if you cheating. You better stop. These girls with these platforms are some of the worst ones to mess with. Because they will put all your shit out on Jump Street. Truth be told, I don't know what's worse. Getting your shit keyed or getting your shit put on blast like this. Cause I did a little bit of research. Apparently, he's got an internet business. So what she's doing is pure and utter reputation destruction. She wants to just simply embarrass him, not only just for her own gratification and satisfaction, but also to take money out of his pocket. Because when he borrowed money from you, he didn't do it by asking you on TikTok. So to feel the need to lambast this man online, like, I really think you should keep your dirty laundry off of the internet. But this is what happens when you mess with these with these women with platforms.
I asked him if it was worth it. He said, honestly, yeah, because you showed your true colors. Because I packed up all this stuff and put it outside.
Damn, y'all broke up? Nah, she broke. I'm up.
Up in this bitch for like 006.
Hey. Thirst trapping already, huh? Let's talk about this. Apart from him cheating and you being hurt, too many modern women today use social media as therapy. But I get why she's hurt. She gave him a place to stay, she gave him money, and he compensated her by going up in another young lady's viscous innards. But ma'am, the short-term dopamine release of how good it feels to watch his public humiliation and his public destruction in combination with the myriad of women all over social media, because this post got millions and millions of views, that are cheering on his demise, will not help you utilize this trauma as baggage into future relationships. And in fact, your TikTok is beginning to look like a mini Arkham asylum. So my suggestion to you is to hold the L. Think of it as a learning exercise, but put the phone down and go get therapy. The host is setting up a guy's girlfriend with a random dude and seeing if she's gonna take the bait. So let's get active. Without further ado.
It's just like a stab in the heart up to this point, bro. Just shoot me up to this point, man.
Nah, man. No. I mean, I don't want to come in between, like, the two of... No, like... I feel bad.
That's the scoundrel.
I don't think you should feel bad. I mean, like, it happens.
Vanessa could be acting this cold because there's a chance that she was probably already thinking about breaking up with Gabriel. Now that's fair, and she has every right to do so. But if those were her intentions all along, why didn't she break up with him sooner? Why did she feel the need to string him along until she found someone better?
All right, a little bit of preface to this discussion as well. So apparently the scoundrel and the dude that's in the car that looks very upset met on Tinder, okay? And one point of contention throughout the relationship was, are you sure you're off Tinder? And she would be like, yeah, of course. I am off the Tinders. Of course, trust me. Believe in me. And then she comes over here and the decoy says, oh, I think we matched on Tinder. They actually didn't, but they photoshopped the photos together. And then shows it to her, and then she pulls out her phone looking in her Tinder, okay? Keep watching.
I think I see a future with you, and
If we go on a date, you're gonna have to delete Tinder. Like, you know, you can't be with anyone else, and you can't, like, cause you got options and I got options, but you can't be exploring your options. So like, will you delete your Tinder? Like,
for you, yes.
Oh no! Yeah.
Yo, that's a terrible, like how, like the sort of dude on the, the dude all the way on the other side of the car is the actual host. This bastard is, yo, laughing at shit like that. Meanwhile, my young scholar right here, his whole world is crumbling. Whole world is crumbling around him. Let's keep going.
She is deleting Tinder for him.
She just met him.
I just find that so crazy because, like, she can't delete it for you.
Stop
now,
laughing.
This right here was just crazy. Vanessa was willing to delete Tinder for someone who she barely met today, and she was not willing to delete it for someone who she's been in a relationship with.
so it's a date.
All right.
That's pain.
It's a date.
That's agony.
So, all right, let's play one more. Let's do one more game. Maybe scoot back over there, like, you know.
Are you good? Take a minute, man. Take a minute. Take two.
What you wanna do? Hit or stay?
I really tried, dude. You know, like.
No, I feel it, man. Yeah.
You know,
The problem isn't you, dude. The problem is not you.
All right, so y'all can see kind of what's happening right here. I'm gonna move forward just a little bit to the confrontation because there's some key things that I want to talk about regarding not only her disposition during the confrontation, but his as well.
Not the best, not the best.
Wow. Wow.
Sheesh.
Really, Vanessa? Really?
That's all
Bro, we've been recording you this whole time.
You've been recording me?
Yeah.
Why?
No. How could you do this to me?
What is going on?
You know, I do everything for you. And you gonna do this to me like that? I don't got the money, I know that. I can't get you this house, but I do my best, and you see that.
First of all, what's going on with all these cameras? Like, what's happening here? Like, I'm confused.
All these cameras are here to prove whether you a or not.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna go on a date with Jordan just because he has a lot of money?
No, I want to go on a date with Jordan because he can provide more than you can provide.
Provide what? I try to give you everything that I can. And you know it's rough for me right now, especially like, since the pandemic, everything shut down. You gotta understand that like money just doesn't grow from trees like that.
I understand that, Gabriel.
But you don't though, because you stuck around. And so if you didn't want to waste time with me, why did you waste time?
I was just waiting for something better.
You know what? You could have said that. You could have said that earlier. You could have said that earlier. But why didn't you?
Okay.
So Vanessa,
all right. So what we see here is someone that's been found out. So of course it's going to be very direct conversation at the point that the manipulation, the tactics, the bullshit has been uncovered because she sees all the cameras and shit like that around. But notice what he said when he came in. I do everything for you. Okay. So what she is effectively doing is wasting time with him, utilizing his resources, knowing that it's not good enough for her. So there's a disrespectful amount of manipulation and hypergamy within her soul. There's a disrespectful amount, but also notice what the young man said as well. I'm doing everything that I can for you. I'm trying to, gentlemen, when I tell this to you, listen to me good. You should be focusing on yourself first. This is what I go over in the channel all day. Are they all like this? No, they're not all like this. But there's a good majority of them that are just like this, that are ready, willing, and able to upgrade to the next option and string you along the entire time because you couldn't rise to a certain occasion. You got to get really good at sniffing these things out. So continue to date, but not take seriously on your quest of manhood, fortifying your purpose. But you could see the pain, the hurt, and the anguish within him as a human being right here, all because he put the relationship before himself. Let's keep it moving.
So you have like full clarity as to like what's happening and everything. So this entire thing was basically all just a test. So Gabriel just wanted to find out if you would be willing to trade him for Jordan. And so this entire conversation that you've been having with Jordan, Gabriel has been listening to it. He watched it live, and yeah, so that's basically what's happening. That's why all the cameras are here and stuff. And
you know what's gonna happen?
Wow.
You know what's gonna happen?
You know what? I'm glad that this was all caught on camera because now you know how I really feel about it.
No, now I know whether you worth my time.
You really did try, but like it's not enough for me, and I just need an upgrade in my life, and I feel like that. What Jordan presented to me today was that, but I need more, and you're not giving it to me.
If you wanted more, you could have just dumped me in the beginning, but no, you just decided to still.
Well, I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt and see where it
benefit
could go.
of the doubt.
Like,
if you
it's
had
just
the...
like I feel like ever since we started dating, it just went completely to nothing. And honestly, like I see now that Jordan has everything I want in a man.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not just like
guys. You guys also got to understand this as well. The dating marketplace, and I call it the dating marketplace from time to time, is because I like to try to describe things when it comes to a person's willingness to pay, right? And when I say pay, from a man's perspective, that's actually what we're doing the majority of time. We have a willingness to pay depending upon the particular actions of the woman and the connection, right? You know what I'm saying? If you have a fantastic connection with a young lady, you might take it to a certain type of restaurant versus, I'm not sure. I met her on Tinder. I don't know her from a hole in a wall. Boom, coffee date. So there's different willingness to pay. So you got to think about it from an economic perspective first. Men typically pay with money. Women typically pay with time and attention. So wherever he was in his economic dating value, she took a look at that and was willing to sacrifice to a degree a little bit of time and attention for him. But he was here and she thought that she can amount to here. So she got up on her hypergamous horse and then began to thought it up. At the end of the day, the whole cheating dynamic and stringing people along while you're waiting for something bigger, better, faster, or stronger is a shitty move. I think that people should learn how to be individuals within their life first before wasting people's times. But let's keep going.
You know, I'm on my boy Gabriel's side. Like, I'm only here for him. Like,
Yeah, so it was a part of the test.
Oh, so you just played.
Yes, dummy.
You deleted your Tinder for him. Like,
For
the
what?
the fact that you
Why
deleted.
would I delete my Tinder for him?
You know what? You weren't even worth my time. I should have listened to my friends. The first thing they told me, I should have listened to them. But I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I thought you were going to be a real one. But you belong out there in the streets.
You're already
For the streets!
With the amount of money you got in your pocket.
Uh-oh, she's rude.
In the next year, you're going to be wishing you was with me.
I don't think so.
Watch. I'll be one of the biggest stars ever.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's going that way, buddy.
Wow.
I'll make you eat your words. You're just going to be living a life full of regrets, thinking that, like, yo, why didn't I make the most out of this guy when he was trying so hard at his lowest?
All right, let's stop this pathetic bullshit right here. Number one, Gabriel, I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck to gaining the heights that you see for yourself. Hopefully you have the intentionality within your life to be able to do that. Now you got the time because you don't have a hood booger wasting your time. But I do hope you Godspeed in developing into the man that you need to be. Situations like this is why I instruct so many men. Why are you so worried about her? You should be worried about building up your kingdom, because most women are looking to come into your kingdom. Most of them, okay? Less on the modern woman perspective and more on a traditional lady perspective. Less of the young ladies that wear independence like a badge of honor, and much more of the types of women that sit well within their understanding and their evolutionary instinct of hypergamy, okay? They're looking to swim inland to your castle, all right? So what are the things that you are doing to build yourself into the best version of yourself? I think this video right here is a fantastic representation of that. I think it's also a fantastic representation of being able to identify with the red flags and the key indicators. What are her actions that are letting you know that she ain't shit? A lady posted a TikTok, and in the comments, women were calling her a homewrecker. She started going through their IG accounts to find their husbands, and some of the husbands got back to her. Uh-oh. Let's get after it.
I'm gonna message some girls' husbands, and I'm gonna show you their responses.
Whoa.
To all you women who thought it was such a good idea to comment on my video nasty things, this goes out to you. I am gonna find your husbands today, and we have the first account already picked. And I just want to see if her husband's attached. JXE Lisa, let's see if your husband is going to respond to me.
Whoa. I absolutely love social media. There used to be a time in our history before, like, it incentivized women to post their bullshit online, where men were the bad guys, where men were the dogs. But due to the incentivization of posting shit on social media for the aspiration of a dopamine hit, have we never seen the truth so clearly documented than ever before. Let's keep going.
Click. There's your account. We're going to click your little Instagram there. Oh, I can't see any posts, but you do have your hubby tagged. Aw, Darren. Seems like such a nice name. I can already tell from his photo that he is very handsome. Oh, look at that. Follow. I don't follow very many people, but as soon as he accepts that, I'm going to show you. Let's move on to the next, okay?
Don't follow, Darren.
Oh, we found another one. Sour X Sweetness. This is her comment. I think if someone said this to my man in front of me, I'd be going to jail. All right, miss. Oh, your Instagram is linked. Let's just see what happens. Oh my gosh, your boyfriend is also linked. It says hers. We're gonna send him a little message. In 1 sec, I'm gonna type it. I said, hey, how's it going? Don't worry, I'll let you know what he says. Case Duxie. What about telling a single man that they're handsome? I don't know, instead of being a homewrecker.
She's doing more?
Let's see if she's got one. Oh, her TikTok says she's married. I'm just gonna scroll a little bit and boom, there he is. Papa Stux. Let's give him a message.
You violent.
Kid, hey, how's it going? I'm starting out really simple, just in case they see it first. But trust me, I bet you one of the 4, if I showed all 4, will respond. And I'm gonna show you everything.
Don't respond. She's about to get half your shit took. Men deal with confrontation through violence, while women deal with confrontation through manipulation, innuendo, and reputation destruction. And this is the behavior that men have been trying to highlight, but we get labeled as misogynists when we talk about it. But in reality, you can see it right here for your damn self.
Hello?
Don't you dare homo me after what you did to me and my husband.
What am I supposed to say when I...
You stay far away from us both, or I will push charges.
Oh, so that means that you're still with him?
Of course I'm still with him. We've been married for 15 years. You think I'm going to let some blonde, pretty little homewrecker ruin my marriage?
Well,
I don't think so.
First off, I'm a redhead. I only have a little bit of blonde, but...
You're a fake redhead, just like everything.
Okay, that was actually a good one. Watch out or I'm just going to come for him again. Anyways, the whole point of this is because you commented nasty things on my Facebook or my TikTok. And
I was just speaking the
that wasn't anything that wasn't even near the truth. You were being rude to someone you don't know, and you thought that you were going to get away with it with no consequences. So I did what I said. I followed through. I did exactly what I said. I don't want your man, but just letting you know, he did make a new account. He did make a new account to message me later that evening. So even though you... Okay, I can show you.
I doubt it. My husband is a loyal man. We've been married for many years, and we have 2 children together.
Do you want me to show you the proof?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I do.
I promise. I'm so happy to show you. I have no issues with showing you what had happened. I honestly think you deserve...
I know my husband's writing. Read it out to me. Blondie.
I have it on a different phone, and I'm currently recording. My TikTok family says hi, by the way.
You're recording this?
I am, yeah.
For who?
So that I could show everybody what you're going to act like.
That's it. I'm pushing charges. I will find out where you live.
You're more than welcome. I have done nothing wrong.
I am serious. If you think you can get away with posting this online on your TikTok, thinking you're a big shot,
girl, you also posted nasty things on my TikTok. You know what? Maybe we should just be friends and then we can go against Darren together, because I truly believe that you deserve better, even though you're being a see you next Tuesday to me right now.
It's a professional
homework. I don't
homework.
think so, Blondie. This ain't the Powerpuff Girls, honey.
That was actually a good one. No, we definitely should be friends. You sound savage.
She's the nicest, angriest person I've ever heard.
Anyways,
Oh, is that the end of it? Yeah, this shit is crazy. Let's talk about it. Female nature, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do when you've ticked them off. Manipulation, innuendo, reputation destruction. Obviously, the mature thing to do was to ignore the comments, but she had time today. But gentlemen, listen to me. If you're in a relationship and you getting random DMs from women, I find more often than not, it's some form of setup. Don't let your ego get in front of you not thinking with your correct head, especially if you're married, all right? You done made that decision in front of God, so you're supposed to be monogamous for the rest of your life. Hold your integrity, my G, because responding to strumpets online is the fastest way to get you the alimony.
Jeff, I hope you slept well. How you bring a to my house? How do you bring a to the house that I own that you just me on that mattress yesterday?
Oh.
How did you bring a woman to my house? Ma'am, I don't have nothing against you, but I'm gonna need you to get out of my house right now. And I'm not even being disrespectful or nothing like that, but this is the house that I pay for, that I own.
Oh, wow.
And you just me yesterday on this same mattress, bro. How you on a mattress? A mattress stuff. You
intuition never lies.
You call me. I know it. Yeah, this is my house. I own. I'm sorry. This is my Airbnb. Actually,
it seemed like it was.
This is my house.
Jeff, you down bad, my G. It was incredible to me is that you acting like you acting like you just wasn't awake a second ago. This is the feeling of just being caught. It just is what it is. I'm just here now. But the girl, she's talking like, how could you bring her over here and do this on this mattress when you just did it to me on this mattress? So y'all just letting Jeff just roam free. Jeff must have a sufficient amount of Pookie in his blood in order for y'all to just be allowing him to do whatever the goddamn hell that he wants in y'all crib. That's crazy. Let's keep going though.
It was what?
It didn't seem like it was his house.
He said it was his house?
It didn't seem like it was his house.
This my son in room. This my baby's room. Don't act like you sleep, boy. Get your ass up. I ain't mad, but you gotta go with your shorty. You gotta get the fuck up.
Hey, shorty, don't you put
Don't get disrespectful, because you'll go to jail today.
Nah, that's what I'm telling you. Nigga, you don't got no business putting your hands.
Why are you here? Why did you even come here? Who told you you could
He's
come
down
to my
bad.
house? Who told you you could come here? You bogus as hell, Jeff. You bogus as hell, but it's cool though. I'm all right with it. I ain't mad about it.
Look at the kids' clothes on top of the
I ain't mad about
thing.
it, but you bogus as Let's go. Let's go, baby. You bogus as hell. You in my house though. You in my house though. I'm sorry. Y'all, how y'all get here? How y'all get here? How y'all get here?
Ugh.
I stay in my vehicle.
Oh, okay.
You ask me, he can stay right here because I don't want to.
Oh no, he gotta go with you. You gotta take him with you.
That's wrong.
No, you
like
no,
that.
but
You want
what's
the
your
Uber or
name?
something?
I'm Jasmine.
Kia. I'm Kia.
All right, how you doing? No, you
this is
ain't.
my second time like meeting him. I had this like a little second little date thing or whatever.
And he brought you to somebody else's house.
Yeah, so this is his Airbnb.
This his Airbnb. This his Airbnb.
Yeah, I'm cool.
This his Airbnb. This Jasmine. This Jasmine's Airbnb. This Jasmine's Airbnb. Jasmine on.
You don't put me in predicaments like this and think
that's cool.
Yes.
Not cool, and he up there. He wanna act like I should have it, but I ain't gonna. I'm not even
we didn't
mad.
sleep together, nothing. I'm glad I didn't. That's why I always.
You always wait.
Women intuition, yes. I always try to wait.
What?
Ain't no such thing as a woman's intuition. People just have intuition about shit, but honestly, intuition is just feelings. Feelings will get you caught up. Regardless of your intuition, you ended up in the crib on top of a mattress on the second story of another woman's crib. Like, intuition what? Like, like logic should probably bring you to that stage of saying, this is probably not his place. Let me get the hell up out of here, all right? But Jeff, you gotta get your life together, my G.
What made you think this wasn't his? What made you?
Girl, I could just tell. Like,
so why'd you stay?
It's just too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. Because it's not his. I bought this house. Me and my 5 kids just moved out of here so it could be an Airbnb.
4 to 5?
How did you get in here is the question. He left the door unlocked. How did you get in here? Because he don't got no mother key for show. So he left the door unlocked on the way out here yesterday, and then came back in this. Okay, that's some actually.
Yeah, that's pretty bummy.
Round out though, but it's cool.
That's pretty bummy.
I ain't mad about it. I'm cool. I can keep my composure. I'm a woman. That is hella disrespectful. This ain't my. I'm gonna be honest. I broke up. Well, we broke up. We been.
So y'all still messing
with me yesterday though, Jeff.
Guys, there's no winners in that particular story at the end right there, but let's focus on the man, Jeff. All the dudes that are listening to this right now, listen, this is what can happen when you're focused on the wrong shit in life. This is what happens when you get your lust for women up ahead for your love for life and not prioritizing different things within your life in order to move correctly, right? To not have to lie to people regarding kind of where you are at without having to shack up with single mothers with 4 to 5 kids and then use her house as the sneaky link domain where you then bring a 3 or a 4 back to the crib for nighttime activities. You gotta understand that this ain't it. You gotta understand how much of a fool that he looks like within this. Amongst anyone else, he took the biggest L in all of this. Dust yourself off, collect your shit, work on gaining high income earning skills. With those skills, get yourself a good job, go get yourself a good crib, and then do things in line. This is what happens when you try to skip the line. You end up having to scam and lie to people in order to sustain some degree of happiness. And that's just not a correct way to live within your life. No one should aspire to want to be Jeff. Whoa, this one was a crazy one today, but hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself.
The amount of white dudes with Thai women that are waiting to board international flights, it's an absurdity. It is crazy. Like, half of the couples in this airport right now are beautiful Thai women with super basic white dudes.
So let's be. What you guys are looking at is the beginning stages of hitting the wall. See, this is what I call the bitterness stage. When you look out into a crowd and see your potential suitors, but those potential suitors are not interested in you. Not only do these potential suitors hold the key to relationships, but they're actually already in relationships with options that are not as bitter, younger, and more attractive than you. Oftentimes, these moments will result into crying oneself to sleep at night. Your rant exudes jealousy, ma'am. Stop trying to berate these average or these basic men, because to me, these sound like smart men that found great options.
How far does 1,000 pesos in the Philippines go? I'm gonna find out.
First things first, got some movie tickets.
In America, you'll never see this. The movie theater comes with free popcorn.
Got himself a nice little baddie out there.
We saw that new Spider-Man movie, so good, and then we got an insane amount of food for the price. I tried Halo Halo for the first time, it slapped. Here's how many tokens you get at the arcade for less than $2. Karaoke is like 2 tokens, games are like 1 token, it's insane. We could have spent all day here if we wanted to. And that's a pretty good date for 18 bucks. Now, a lot of Western women are upset in my comments saying,
wait a minute, I would be embarrassed to only admit I only spent $13 on a date and happy about it no matter what country I'm in. Ooh, the bitterness. Ooh, the jealousy. It is disgusting. Why would you be embarrassed? If the cost to live in another country is lower, and you're bragging about, yo, you don't have to do it in America the way that the capitalistic society taught you that you needed to do. They make you feel undermanned unless you can do all these exorbitant, expensive shit. So you go to somewhere else that exists on Earth and you get a lot more value for way less money. Oh no! I would be ashamed to be admitting this publicly. Give me a break. Sign language. The need to be right and guilt runs deep within you.
That I'm broke or that it's embarrassing.
Hold up, I'll be embarrassed if okay, wait, that's a different one. Cheap ass. I would love to go on a $10 date to eat alligator and play with pythons. Not. What? This is pathetic. You're really clutching at straws here.
I'm not spending enough. These countries are beautiful. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I think that exposes a toxic part of Western dating.
Oh, it's super toxic. Seriously? Cheap bastards. I would be pissed if I got on TikTok to find a man budgeting $10 on a date for a video. Yo, this is insane. Comments like this continue to prove why modern men today are going abroad. These women look at their experience on a date as, ooh, girl, tell me, how much money do you think that he spent? Oh, he took you to Roof Chris. Oh, and then you had a drink too and a date. Little calculators going off in their modern woman head. And if you're not spending over a certain threshold, then they disrespect you? Huh? It's crazy to me that these marketers have these modern women today just completely wrapped around their materialistic finger. Let's keep going.
Culture where the amount of money spent on the date is the value of the date or the value of the man. Where asking a question, how much should you spend on a first date, is actually confusing to some girls in these cultures.
People are curious what's it like to date in the Philippines. What do you think is like a good amount to spend on a first date?
I don't think the amount matters. It's
Hello.
Just, how you project yourself.
Is this thing on? Hey modern men of the West. Are you struggling in dating in the West? This guy's experience in the Philippines is not weird at all. One of my best friends has been to the Philippines and reports back this type of dynamic. I've been to Thailand and I report back this type of dynamic. If the women that you have access to give no reprieve to the double standards within our culture, if they're absorbed in social media, if they're absorbed in materialism, then stop dating them. Save that money and go abroad. Thank me later.
My fiance didn't want to cook for me, so I called her mom.
¿Dónde está esta niña? Allá está, acostada en el sofá. Está floja, no me quiere cenar. Tú dile. Right now, come on. Come on. Let's go.
You're such a snitch.
Love you too.
Copyright music. It's impossible for women after 40 to find a boyfriend. I have no children. I cook delicious food and I have a big house. Am I really that bad? We'll be 30 next year. No marriage, no child. I will always go to bed with tears. Oh. 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 Am turning 39. Not married, no child, not in a serious relationship. I'm hopeless. Please, please help me, God. All these strong and independent women on here. What's going on? At the age of 39, still single, no child, no house, no car. Dear Lord. I wonder how many of these women were posting videos just like the previous young woman, as if the consequences for their decisions are not real, but they are real when you hit that wall. Shout out to feminism. Oh, copyright. Shout out to feminism for continuing to create women like this, that we can have a conversation to more so inform other women what they're setting their lives up for. All right? There's absolutely a reason for this. I was enough. I miss my dad. If my mom passes, I'd be an orphan. Divorce sucks. I'm officially the old aunt. My son is grown. Half my life is over. It's so crazy to me that they post all of these crying videos like this. Like, this is really embarrassing work. What's so interesting about these videos, because none of these women were like hideous or anything like that, is if you look into their DMs, I bet you there's it's men down up in there that's in the friend zone. But instead of opening your heart to some of these men that society has deemed as average, you're sitting here and crying on the internet. You should have realistic standards and you should have made better decisions so that you would not have ended up this way. But see, that's how men typically handle situations like this. We're a lot more solution oriented. Meanwhile, all of your girls in your echo chambers will gather you around and say, there's nothing wrong with you. You're beautiful inside and out. Just manifest. Take Sierra's prayer and pray so you can manifest a man that'll meet all of your delusional expectations, irrespective of all the decisions you have made throughout your life to make you unmarriageable. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. mediocretourismreviews@gmail.com. It's a sad world that we live in today, that men are not only ignored, they are not prioritized, but then also the modern women of today have been convinced at an early age that we don't matter, that we're not important, that you could just leave an 8-year relationship, go back home with your parents and just start anew because you can. Meanwhile, the options that you have at 23 are not the same options that you're going to have at 33. So the grass is not always greener on the other side, but you've been tricked, and it's sad to see.
And you would still do it again. That's what you said, right? And you don't regret going on stage, but you regret how it made your boyfriend feel. I'm going to ask this question, and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend? Sorry, girl. Can we get her a tissue, please? Sorry.
The conversation that I have for you guys here today is absolutely insane. I watched it and I simply couldn't believe the amount of gaslight, the things that I was hearing. But hear me out. It is so important to have conversations like this, because what I think that it does is that it begins to peel back the sociopathic onion of why modern women today seem to never seek accountability for their actions, but it begins to deep dive in the culture or the society that we live in that allows them to be able to do that. Now, what is it that I'm talking about? The lovely young lady who went to the Omah concert with her boyfriend recently sat down for an interview after she twerked for that musician, to the chagrin of not only her boyfriend, but the thousands in that auditorium, but the millions across the world that watched the video after it going viral. We're gonna see so many moving of the goalposts. We're gonna see the interviewer facilitating this echo chamber of being liberated. We're gonna see all of that and much more. Stay through the entirety of this video because there's so many damn lessons to be learned. If you want to get up on stage and dance like an adult exotic video vixen, then do not expect to be treated with children gloves or baby gloves after that. Consequence-free behavior is the mantra of the woke. Modern men today are letting you know that we're sick and we're tired of it. Stop trying to remove accountability. Stop trying to remove the goalpost. Address your actions and do better. So we're gonna start the conversation off as the young woman confirms that she was in a well-defined relationship, but she also lets us know something interesting as to why that they were there that night.
Was this a date night? Was this planned? Was this who bought the tickets? Why were you guys there together? Can you kind of talk us through what happened, the journey of that?
So I'm a huge Omah fan. I've been a fan since he even started like music. So I really, really like his music. So I've always wanted to go to his concert. I was going to see him, I think this was last year, but he cancelled that show. So I was like, oh, I've got to go to the next show, like 100%. So when he said that he was coming to London, I just bought the tickets. And I thought I'd bring my boyfriend because he was going through a hard time himself. So I thought this might like get his mind off it. So I just thought, yeah, I'll just go with him. Favorite artist, favorite person, so I just thought, yeah.
Did you think I might get called on stage? Did that run through your mind?
I've always wanted to go on stage with Omah. Like, I don't think there's any other artist that I'd even go on stage like with. So me and him, we've had this conversation like days before the concert. If I was to get called on stage, like, would you be fine with that? And he said, yeah, that's fine.
I couldn't believe this the first time that I heard this. So your boyfriend was going through a hard time. Hey, babe, let's go to a concert. And you add emotional insult to injury by seductively dancing up on stage, embarrassing him? That is the pure definition of nasty work. But also notice that the girlfriend had a conversation with the boyfriend about going up on stage, which the lesson there is for young men. Set your boundaries and keep to them. Tell me, what relationship has ever gotten stronger by allowing a woman to get up on stage to be the entertainment piece for a musical artist? But notice the response from the interviewer. Oh, I guess if he allowed it, then it's okay, right?
He's been okay with it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Ah, okay. Well,
Okay.
that kind of changes the narrative.
Does
so
it?
We've seen from the videos that have surfaced
No, it
online that
doesn't.
you were very excited to go on stage. And now that you've revealed to us that he was okay with it, you going on stage, was it something that you just told him or did you guys discuss it prior?
We discussed it prior, obviously, but he didn't know that I'd get picked to go on stage. So when Omah pointed at me, obviously in the video you can see like I was really, really excited, which I was. And he was encouraging me to go. Like he even said, yeah, like go. That's why I went in the first place.
Notice the attempts of the interviewer to try to deflect accountability. So because you discussed it previously, then, oh, that's a new piece to the story that we didn't know. Therefore, taking accountability off of her. If the boyfriend has a picture in his mind of what is going to happen off of that stage, do you think that he would agree to it?
There is a point in the video where it looks as though he's holding on to you and saying, well, obviously we don't know what he was saying, but it does look like he was a bit reluctant to let you go on stage. Is that fair for us to say?
Not really, just because he was holding me the entire show.
Okay.
So that's why it looked like he didn't want me to go, but he was fine with it. And there was a point where I was like stood next to him and everyone thought like I moved away from him, but I was stood there because I was waiting for the security to get me out of the crowd.
Okay. Okay. So when you got up onto the stage, what was going through your mind from the minute that he pointed to you getting onto the stage? What was going through your mind?
I was like, you picked me? Like, I was so happy, honestly. Like, I wasn't thinking of anything negative, anything bad, or I'd go up there and do something that would obviously, you know, but I was really, really happy. Like, I was just so excited. I was like, I'm on stage with Omah, like, this is what I wanted. So yeah. Yeah, I was
we
happy.
could all see that you were very excited. I mean, if it was me and Usher, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be in the same position as you.
You guys are beginning to see the bullshit. Pay very close attention to the interviewer because these two women are the exact same woman. When she said that Usher comment, I know you guys can't see it, but her sexually liberated tattoo began to glow. Echo chambers unite. All right, let's keep going.
So when you got on stage and, you know, you were dancing with Omah and obviously when you went behind the screen and everything, did you at any point think, oh, My man's in the audience, actually. Maybe let me
Look at.
relax a little bit.
Did you think that at all?
Occur to you?
Did it occur?
If I'm being honest, no.
Oh.
Okay.
I knew he was in the crowd, obviously. Like, I know he's there. But before we got up the stairs, obviously he asked me what my name was, and I just did my little like dance. I obviously thought that was it, so I didn't think of it as much.
Look at the understanding.
Being in the crowd or anything.
Okay.
Pay attention to that.
When you went to the top of the stairs and the screen came down, what was going through your mind at that point?
From what I remember, like I said prior, I was just really happy and excited. And he's done something similar at his previous show.
Watch.
Well, obviously that was with a professional dancer, so I wouldn't expect him to do that with a fan. But obviously when those curtains like dropped, I just thought to myself, I was like, oh, is this like the same performance that he did at his last show? So yeah, I just kind of knew I just had to dance.
So essentially, she was questioning whether or not it was the same type of performance that she's seen previously, but she knew that when the curtain went down, she had only one job, while also admitting that she completely forgot about her boyfriend. The context of the question should be represented on how completely inappropriate that it was, and pay attention to this later, because the interviewer here is very understanding, but her tone changes when they focus on the boyfriend later. But let's continue to watch how she feigns accountability for her actions.
Mentioned that you've seen previous concerts from Omah, and this is something that he has done before. So at that point, did you feel any pressure to overperform, to show them that you're that girl, you know?
I kind of did.
What was the pressure?
There was a lot of people, a lot of cameras, and I knew if I walk off the stage, people would tell me, oh, you ruined the show, you did this, you did that. So I just thought, okay.
So you care about ruining the show, but you don't care about the relationship with your boyfriend. Got it.
I'm here now.
I'm here now, just dance. Like,
I'm here now.
From one person to
I might as well just dance and just freak it as best as what I can. I'm here now. Let me put on a show.
You did your thing, yeah?
Look at
that being said,
you did your thing, girlfriend.
After you guys danced, there is a rumor going around, I'm not sure if you've heard that, when the screen came down, you and Omah did share a kiss.
We did not kiss.
In this section, she essentially just confirms that there was no kiss. So I'd make a retraction on my previous video that I thought that they actually did by as close as where they were and where their heads were moving. What's so crazy about this is that if we didn't have the video of watching her actions, you would think, if you've never seen the video, at this point in the video, you'd think to yourself, why was this guy even tripping to begin with? They would begin to paint him as the monster. Oh, she was pressured. Oh, she just didn't know what she was doing. She just thought it was going to be different than his last performances. Oh, they talked previously about the situation, so it should be okay. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit in this conversation because I want you to hear this specific section. The interviewer still acting surprised at the boyfriend's action after the blatant disrespect. This modern women not holding other modern women accountable is a mind virus, and this proves it.
So I want to go back to a previous question that we spoke about. You said that you going on stage, he was totally okay with it. You've already had that conversation, so you were confident to go on stage.
Yeah.
And when you've come off stage, he's visibly upset. So do you think that he was influenced by the audience and their reaction?
100%.
Okay.
Because he was recording himself, and then in the video there was girls around us, and they were just looking at him and recording him, and obviously that's going to make him feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But before that, he was recording, so.
I'm going to ask this question, and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend? And the reason why I'm going to ask, I'm asking this question is because there's.
No. Don't you follow up with another question after that. You let her sit there and answer that question. You make it awkward. Don't you try to soften the blow by moving the goalpost of your question. Hold on, let me go back a quick second. Hold on.
That's going to make him feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But before that, he was recording, so.
I'm going to ask this question, and I want you to answer as liberally as you can. Would you say that you respected him as your boyfriend?
Ma'am, the answer to that question is unequivocally no. Also, did you guys pick up on that the interviewer asked her a question as to say, well, the boyfriend wasn't mad, but the boyfriend was only mad after he realized that he was being recorded. And what I think that is shock. He was obviously visibly upset when he was looking at you on stage dancing, but I think he just didn't know how to react. So he went back in the boyfriend mode, but the gravity of the situation had not hit him until later. If you do something wrong, and let's say that it's in private, well, you should still be held accountable for your wrongdoing. But if you do something wrong and it's in public, then that exponentially exacerbates the problem. Because as a man, if we hold you to a high standard, but you demonstrate low standard, then that's embarrassing for us. And we don't want to be embarrassed. But let's listen to the interviewer, allow her to not answer this question.
And the reason why I'm asking this question is because there's been a lot of conversation about if that's your boyfriend, for you to go on stage, and this is something that I myself have thought, if for you to go on stage while your boyfriend's there, that's not something that a lot of people would see as respectful. Talk us through that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, and I did respect him a lot, but I know the way I danced on stage might have looked like I don't respect him at all.
Okay.
But I have a lot of respect for him, but I do
Not
understand why people would think what I did was disrespectful.
Did you speak about it as a couple after? Yeah. What was that conversation like?
I don't want to speak about that.
Notice that nothing has happened is her fault. Oh, it's the fault of the people in the audience. Oh, it's Omah. I wasn't sure what he was going to be doing. But nothing is placed on her. It's not that the boyfriend found it disrespectful. It's that the audience found it disrespectful. By moving the goalpost to the audience, she doesn't answer the question. Now, the interviewer here asked her regarding the response from herself and her friends and her family after the video went viral, and her response is enlightening.
There's only so much someone can take, and for you to like see yourself all over social media in a negative way, it did affect my mental health, because everyone had like lots of opinions and stuff, but I had my friends and family around, so they were like really supportive.
How did they react to this situation?
With my friends, because I called them straight away. I even called them like when it happened, and they did say, oh, maybe like you shouldn't have danced the way you did. And I understood, because at the time I did feel very bad for him. But then after it got out of hand, we just said like, it's not that serious. Like I shouldn't be getting this amount of hate. And with my family, they're very supportive. I actually thought they'd be like angry at me, or they'd like, you know, but they were like, it's just a dance. Like, you're young, enjoy yourself, so yeah.
The family being okay that it was just a dance is wild to me. She's African. Her family is more than likely traditional. So either the family is lying to her, either she's lying about the family's response, or there's no father present.
So there have been a few rumors going around, one of many, that this was a staged thing. I don't know how it could be staged, but there have been allegations that it's staged. Can you talk us through that, shed light?
I get why people would say that, because I know for a fact some people, if you went on stage, you probably wouldn't know like what to do or how to dance. So I get why people would say that, but no, it wasn't staged.
So you're just a natural bad bee dancer?
Like, if I need to go with the flow, I'll go with the flow.
Yeah,
like,
period.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so.
The lack of accountability is insane here, but again, it is supported by the modern woman echo chamber, egging her bad behavior on. But in this portion of the video, they begin to bring up the boyfriend's actions after the situation, most notably the call with Cashapp, which turned into that 20v1 video. I actually have a reaction to that video on my channel as well. But watch very carefully, not even the behavior from the girlfriend, but then also from the interviewer, how when she sets up these questions, they're so different than the way that she sets up the questions towards the young woman, and how they're set up in a way to paint the man as the monster.
And obviously when you responded and said you needed compensation, he was like, the audacity, how dare you, sort of thing, and proceeded to, well, from what we know, proceeded to reach out to your boyfriend. Can you talk us through that, the timeline of how that went?
The context there is Cashapp originally reached out to her. She didn't want to get up on the Cashapp stream and talk about the situation unless she was paid for it, unless she was compensated. But the boyfriend got up on there later, so she's going to talk through that.
He replied with compensation, ? He actually rang me, so he video called me twice, but I was with my boyfriend at the time, and he told me to not answer the phone, so.
Wait a minute.
Look at,
so you was with your boyfriend, and he told you not to answer Cashapp's call.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He just said, oh, like I should focus on my mental health and like delete everything, like delete all my DMs and stuff.
And can you clarify what day this happened on?
I think it was like 3 days after the concert.
So like a Wednesday?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. So your boyfriend said to you, don't answer the call, focus on your mental health. So how did we go from focusing on your mental health to him now being on Kai Cenat's live stream show?
I don't even know.
Okay. What was the status of your relationship at this point?
Wait a minute. That's the first time that she scrunched up her face the entire interview. It's also the first time that we've seen the modern woman finger come out a wagon. And now the girlfriend is feigning understanding why Kai Cenat reached out to the boyfriend. Let me fill you in. You made your boyfriend look like a fool in front of the world. They will throw a stone, or more accurately, Halley's Comet, from a glass house and then feign accountability into extinction. Let's watch.
You were still together?
Yeah.
When he told you not to answer Kai Cenat's call?
Yeah.
Okay. So from the time he told you not to answer the call and then him going onto Kai Cenat's stream, how long was that? Was it a day or two? Sorry?
A couple hours.
Okay. How did we get there? Can you elaborate? What happened?
I don't even know what happened. Like, all I know was he told me to not go on it and I should focus on my mental health. The next day, well, it was already the next day because it was like maybe like 2 a.m. We were still speaking and then all of a sudden he's on Kai Cenat's live stream. I was like...
When you say, because I just need to make sure that we are clear.
Yeah. Okay.
You are saying we're still speaking. That means a lot of things. Were you still boyfriend and girlfriend?
We never broke up. We never like...
Oh.
We never actually broke up.
Even now?
I don't want to answer that part.
Now, I gotta admit, the boyfriend in the timeline of events, if true, is petty. But the gravity of the situation, what she did to him versus what he did to her, going up on his live stream after he told you not to answer the call, right, there's a big difference. But that difference is not shown in the mannerisms of the interviewer. Not even close. She's understanding of all the excuses from the girlfriend, but the boyfriend does something and it's, oh, the man, really? He did what? The subtle poison just being injected to people who watch stuff like this without really thoroughly understanding or peeling back the onion to understand what's really happening here in this dynamic, okay?
How does that make you feel, especially because he told you not to go on?
I'm actually happy for him.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy for him because I know this is something he's not always wanted, but it's something that I know he could do because he's got like, he can do it. Like, I know what he can do. But the way he's gone about it was unnecessary because whether you like go on the live stream or not, I wouldn't have had an issue with it anyway. So he didn't have to go about it in that way because you just like kind of betraying the people that you still claim that you love. So
do you think that he had people in his ear telling him what to do? Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go back to a question that I said before. In terms of him going on Kai Cenat's live stream, despite him telling you not to go on, do you feel like it was like a lick back type situation?
Yeah, part of me does, but that's just scary because I've been speaking to him before and I was with him. So not once did I ever feel like he was gonna do that. Like I said, he could have told me and I still wouldn't like, you know, find an issue with it.
Is this a forgivable offense for you?
No.
No. Fair enough. Do you regret not going on Kai Cenat's live stream?
I don't regret it because
you would have looked like a fool.
At the end of the day, it just shows me what he's capable of.
Here we go.
Who? Kai Cenat?
No, the boyfriend.
Him. Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah.
The interview was so biased, it's absolutely hilarious. To try to paint this guy to look like the bad guy for his one infraction at the end, and to have the young woman, see, this is what happens when these girls get in these echo chambers. You did something wrong in a relationship, this is how they talk about you. They remove accountability for the hellacious acts that the boyfriend interpreted as wrongdoing, and they focus on the minor infraction that the boyfriend does and label that an unforgivable offense. At first, I thought that the young woman was just a sociopath for continuing to say things like her twerking was like no big deal. But the truth is actually way more sinister, because what we're watching with these two women interact, you're watching the poison, you're watching the mind virus, you're watching the echo chamber, you're watching the gaslight. And it is so infuriating as masculine men who try to stick to a degree of logic, and you have these women just completely remove the logic out the situation and allow their biases to make future-based decisions.
I don't think he was even thinking about me, because if you was, you would have told me before, because I'm not going to say no, like, don't go on.
To be honest, guys, there's absolutely no value to continue on going on this portion of their video, because literally they start talking about and complaining about the boyfriend's actions for the next 15 minutes. By the way, link's going to be in the description if you want to watch the totality of this interview without my comments, but I also wanted to fast forward to the end of the video when she starts to talk about the emotional toll of the video going viral.
And you would still do it again. That's what you said, right? And you don't regret going on stage, but you regret how it made your boyfriend feel. So if that's the case, what led you to make an apology video? Did you feel pressured by the social media, what people were saying, the fact that people were getting onto you? Is that what made you want to apologize?
The reason why I apologized is because I did publicly humiliate him. He felt embarrassed. So that's why I wanted to make an apology publicly, but that wasn't the point of the video.
But let's talk about how you feel and how you've been disrespected. I want you to realize and understand that your feelings are very much valid in this situation, and it's not just about him. How do you feel about this?
I feel very hurt. I'm angry as well, because you don't do that to someone. Like, you don't. And I did say before, there's other ways he could have gone about it, but he's hurt me in the past. Like, he knows what I did was not on purpose. I'd never intentionally hurt him or make him feel any type of way. And that's why I'm so hurt, because of how I've made him feel. But it seems like he doesn't care about how I feel. He doesn't care what I'm doing. He doesn't care how I'm dealing with the hate. He knows the hate I'm getting. He's been seeing it, you know. And for him to even add me to his little ad video that he did is very disrespectful. Like, and I'm just hurt. I'm just really, really hurt. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I'm sorry you're going through that. I really do feel for you. I feel like, obviously, you've been mentioning that he was disrespected, and because he was disrespected publicly, it doesn't take away from the fact that you've been disrespected publicly as well, essentially. Speak to me about how you would have liked this situation to be handled differently on his part.
The thing that hurts the most is the conversations we've had in private, and then in public, he's just acting like I'm this. He hasn't even said anything, but because he hasn't said anything, it's like he's going with what everybody else is saying. It's the conversations we've had. You know, we've spoken about this, even like family members, like, as well. He knows, and then for him to like just turn around and like do that, it just.
You mentioned before that you have been getting a lot of negative comments and things like that. Can you kind of elaborate on what people have been saying to you?
They've said a lot. Like, a lot has been said about me. Like, a lot of things that I've never even heard of. And I do read what people say. I know the right thing is to not read what like people have to say about you, but because I've never been in this situation, I can't help it but read. And the things that I've read, like, people can be so mean. Like, people tell me to myself. They're telling me ways I can get it quickly, like, easy and like done with. Threatening my family, threatening that if they see me, they're gonna kill me. I hope your family gets and they all die.
Wow, God forbid.
Or like someone said, oh, I hope you get raped and killed. Just stuff like that.
I want to make it abundantly clear that there is no support that I have for weirdos out in the audience saying all of these things. It's not that serious. It's not that serious, all right? She didn't hurt people, okay? This is not anything that I stand for. This is not anything that the MT Army
stands for at all. No one in my community stands for this type of bullying online. That's too far, okay?
Sorry, girl. Can we get her a tissue, please? Sorry. You okay? Yeah?
Thanks, babe.
Take your time, take your
Yeah.
time. These comments that you're getting, is it from a particular demographic of people? Is it more male, more female? Thank you.
Pay attention.
It's a lot of men.
But
a lot of men, but there's also a lot of women as well.
Yeah.
Which is really shocking.
Women hate whore behavior more than men do. Newsflash. Why? I think it's very biological reasons. I think that women who demonstrate themselves like that often skip the line from a sexual marketplace perspective, meaning men may find that outwardly or publicly more valuable. Therefore, the man's eyes may go towards that. Meanwhile, more modest women won't get those eyes. Therefore, they feel exceptionally slighted. But outside of all the hate comments, I think what she's receiving is clear and present feedback to the extent of her actions. And I've also said this, is that women have to begin to change the behavior of these younger women, because you have older women like this interviewer right here, which is being clearly biased in her favor for her actions. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop the video right here. Again, I'm gonna leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. If you wanna take a look at the entirety of this video, I chopped up a lot of this video, so feel free to go up there. But final thoughts. I can't remember the last time where I sniffed out as much bias or as much gaslighting within a public discussion or a conversation such as this one. You don't have an issue with dancing like that in front of anybody in a public stage like that, especially a singer. But then you have an issue with him going up on Kai's stream. The lack of accountability and the goalpost moving is incredible, to say the least. And if it wasn't for the actual video evidence, I can only imagine that this woman would recount the story as not as bad as what it actually was. And therein lies another issue as well. As you guys begin to date these women, you have to also understand the relationship to their friends. Are they in a relationship with you, and then all of her homegirls are single as hell, and anytime that there's conflict between you and her, she goes to running to her single homegirls to have a conversation regarding you guys' relationship? The women that are her friends are designed to remove accountability. And the thing is that some people say, well, why don't you guys get relationship therapy? It depends on the therapist. They're human as well, and they have their own biases, and their biases may be more women focused because it is a woman dominated field. But anyway, a lot of lessons learned in this conversation. Guys, drop your comments down in the comment box down below. Can't wait to see the comments on this, all right? Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.